Well, welcome to radiofm 88 Australia. Obviously, I'm in the southern hemisphere, sitting here at the bottom of the tree, and the girls are all in the northern hemisphere, so they're all above me. And naturally enough, it's 7 o'clock on a Thursday evening in Australia, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning in the UK. We've just gone through a major storm here. The frogs are croaking out there, letting us know they're around. And the subject today is water. Isn't that right? I'll pass you over to Andrena.
Hi everybody, good morning and welcome. Thank you, Jeffrey, and good morning and welcome to the beautiful Kelly and Dr. Jo. Hi ladies, lovely to see you both.
Hi, thanks for having us on again.
Guys, thank you.
So if you haven't tuned into Dreaming the New Dream, if you subscribe to Andrena Forrest, you will find all the replays of each week of lovely guests that share their knowledge and wisdom. And last week, we had the lovely Kelly on the show, sharing about her journey. So that's another thing to listen to. And we've had Jo, I think, a little while back, didn't we? So they've both got so much knowledge to share about wisdom on the power of crystals, the water, the structured water, and you're going to learn so much more. And Jo's going to do an experiment today, a live experiment. So without further ado, girls, would you introduce yourself? So over to you, Jo, first.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again. If you have a glass of water and a pendulum, we're going to do an experiment later. Now, this experiment we have done many times, so we're very confident about this. And we're going to show you how we work in the ether and with magnetic waves and in the quantum field, and how you can change even tap water to be spinning the right way and to give you life force energy. And easily, actually, the other way around, how you can easily destroy your life force energy. So we're going to show a quite, I think, unique experiments today. And I'll show you a couple of videos which nobody else is really showing, and that really show you the power of the right type of water and the wrong type of water or devices.
Fabulous. And then over to the lovely Kelly.
Hey everyone, again, thank you so much for having me back on the show. Second week of running, thank you so much. My name's Kelly, and I shared my story last week, which definitely go and watch, because then you'll have more of an understanding of how this started and where it come from, and how myself and Jo managed to team up with an absolute chance meeting. So yeah, it's quite amazing. So really excited to share what we can share today together.
So tell me how you girls got together. Where did you meet? Let's kick this all off.
So I was doing a online, there's a Facebook group that I run called Challenge Me to Be Pain Free, and it's actually what we're going to be doing live today. It's the same type of thing. And Jo was on my Zoom call, and after the session she was just like, I need to speak to you, what you've shared is amazing. And we actually got that was how we met, but it was a mutual friend of ours that kind of introduced us and just said, Jo, go to Kelly's Zoom, it's on in like 5 minutes, can you go? And I can't believe you two haven't got together before. And then the kind of rest is history.
That's right. We were on the same
on a mission,
journey, but on a different path.
Journey,
yeah.
And then as we've collaborated together,
yeah,
what we're achieving now and showing now is absolutely mind-blowing. It's actually really simple, and it's so simple that people kind of don't believe it, because we get taught these things are complicated, but then they're not. And we're going to give people the tools so they can start experiencing and measuring these things themselves, because we're not in the age of believing anymore. We're in the age of knowing, and we have to know. And this is what we want to give. We want to give people a different perspective and the tools to be able to find this stuff out for themselves.
And the thing is, it's all about doing things simply, isn't it? And that's always been my motto. Don't complicate stuff, Don't write a chapter when you can just do a paragraph. So anyway, I'm going to hand it over to you girls. So away you go.
Well, maybe I'll just start. So Kelly and I decided to create a company called the Crystal Water Experience, because as we know, when you look at megalithic sites or the pyramids or anything, crystals, quartz crystal and granite right? Stones, things like sandstone, granite, is combined with water. And when you bring the two together, you create a really powerful combination. So what I've been working with the land for many years, and I've been using crystals and water to go to sites in order to see what the energy was doing. I was drawn to sites, and I felt that I needed to do something and make those sites better. Kelly had been working on the people side of things and was doing the same thing. So when we got together, we took our sort of skills and knowledge and what we'd experienced and then created crystal water experience. But effectively, we went over the summer, we went to many festivals. And one of the main things we've been looking at is people's biofield, the life force energy. And Kelly taught me something that she had found out like 5 years ago, which is some of the devices that you have in your hand, like your mobile phone or food that you eat, if it hasn't got the right spin on these from a quantum level, and the atoms aren't spinning the right way, it actually drains your life force energy. And you can easily measure this. And you can also, once you know this, you can also flip it. And so that these perhaps harmful things in our environment, which can affect our biofield, with the right frequency and the right geometry, which we'll show you a little bit later, you can counteract these measures and you can have a massive, say, auric field. Kelly, I wondered if you could explain how you first found that out, and when you went to that see that lady who was testing biofields.
Yeah. So
Hey, do you want me to put that? You want to put that thing on? Do you want me to put this on?
Oh, this one, yeah, this is a good one.
Is this the one you want now?
Yeah,
you want that played now?
Yeah, we can. Play this one now, and it's only a short video, everybody. But we're using dowsing rods to measure the biofield and what happens when you have a mobile phone, and then what you can do about it. So Kelly said measuring her biofield, which is usually between your forearm and perhaps as big ones tend to be like just past your fingertips. That's about normal range. She holds a mobile phone and her biofield is completely destroyed. She then holds one of these Biofield Defence Shields, which we've created, which we'll tell you a bit about. And she measures the field, and it's not back to what it was. It's now massive, as if she's grounded. And that's something you discovered, Kelly, about grounding and how that helps your biofield.
Yeah, that was I discovered that about 5 years ago. It was just in the middle of lockdown, actually, when we weren't meant to be going anywhere. I was at a festival and I was testing people's biofields and found this information out because I was at a mind, body, spirit fair, and there was a lady measuring people's auric fields, biofields with dowsing rods, and actually showing what the dowsing rods did when we had a mobile phone in our hand. So that set me on a mission to find a way of creating something to be able to enhance the biofield or protect us from our devices. So measuring lots and lots of auric fields in the festival, and found out that when our feet are actually on the ground, our auric field is absolutely massive. And I mean massive, it's barely measurable because, you know, they move further back. And it's huge. Like that lady's in the video, hers was like past her fingers, but when you're grounded, it's like you can't measure it, it's so big. But as soon as you put your shoes on, you're disconnected from the earth, it goes to the fingers, and smaller sometimes. And then when you put your phone in your hand, it goes to absolutely nothing. And this was that sparked a kind of a mission to try and find out how this can be rectified. So then over that year, I did a lot of testing and experimenting and come up with a phone protector that I made in my house. It took me hours and hours and hours, and put them on people's mobile phones. And even till this day, and this was 5 years ago, those ones are still working. So it's quite an amazing discovery. And they're made a lot different now, but the same concept stands, and they're still working till this day. So this is where myself and Jo teamed up. we created the correct geometry again and put them into production, and they're amazing, aren't they, Jo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really important. We're seeing people with frequency devices in the house to block EMF, and you can't block EMF. You are EMF. What really people need to think about is more, you don't want harmful, disharmonious frequencies interfering with your biofield. And what we've measured is when your toroidal field is going in a clockwise direction, and you can measure this with a pendulum, then the field is nice and healthy and nice and big. But when you get something like a mobile phone, and maybe I'll show this here now. I have to take the cover off because it's got the shield on.
Yeah, I got mine.
You guys. So if you take a device like this, and we want people to do this for themselves, and this is what we demonstrate live. Oh, well done, Andrena. So you have to take. So I've taken my shield off, and actually what I've got is one of these. Oh gosh, I'm in the. Now I just want to do this, isn't it? Maybe I'll try and take my background off because it's not working, is it? No,
it's all right if you keep still.
Yeah, which is not my strong suit. So I had one of these like shungite kind of protectors, and I said to Kelly when she first spoke to me, I said, "But I've got a shungite one." She went, "I've tested loads. I haven't found one that works." And so if you get a phone, or actually anything with a, let me just push this down here a little bit, maybe you can see it from here. Anything with, can you see that? Anything with a battery has a magnetic field. And when you put a pendulum over, and sorry you won't be able to see my fingers and see that I'm not moving it, you have to trust me or get a pendulum out and find it for yourself. What happens is it's spinning. Actually, it's got a big field. It's spinning anti-clockwise. I'm not moving this. And this is the opposite way around that you want it to go. Because everything with the battery, as long as the battery is charged, it doesn't matter that you've got it in aeroplane mode, this is what happens. So then we'll explain what these are in a minute, but you just place these on your phone. Or actually, you just need it within your field, right? So it can even be in a bag or anything like that. But you place them on your phone like this. And I promise you, I am not changed. I am not moving this around. I've got better things to do all the time than trick people. And look, it's now going in a clockwise direction. And the field is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so now this is why you saw with that lady, when she had the protection on, her field went massive because it's going in harmony. The spin of the magnetic field is going the same as a toroidal field. But without it on, you've got this, the phone, and it's interfering and it's destructive. It's basically going, you've got a field going the opposite way around to what your field is going. And this is where your life force energy is then drained. This is why you feel tired. This is why office workers snack, because they're getting drained with all the negative EMF around them. And so by the afternoon, you know, a lot of office workers are eating because they're trying to really replenish their life force energy. And also, you become disconnected. So children, when you're saying dinner's here, dinner, and they're on the phones, they're literally disconnected from you. That's why they don't respond to you.
Yeah, because it's like they're in another world, isn't it?
That's it.
Because they are in another world.
Well, yeah.
And
disconnected world.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know how advanced everybody's kind of knowledge is here, but you imagine that all the things around you either has a positive spin or a clockwise spin or a negative spin. And when you talk about water and toxins and things like this, the things that you're ingesting and putting in your body, the spin of the electrons in that substance is either going one way or it's going the other. And if you want it to help your life force energy and have boundless energy, you want something to spin this way. And actually, a lot of people douse their food and say, you know, is this good for me? And I was wondering, shall we show the cucumber experiment? This is like my favorite experiment.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's good. You can see that better.
I can share my screen if you like. If I share my screen.
And we're not saying that these Biofield Defence Shields get rid of fluoride, just making that point. we're saying that it changes the frequency of the water. It doesn't get rid of all the nasties. It just, the nasties will still be in the water. However, they will be charged with life force energy, so it won't be as damaging. So I have a lot of people email and ask that question.
Yeah, it's a great answer. So it's queued up here already. I don't know how. Jeff, I got the video's queued up here ready, but I'm not sure if I've got permission to share it.
You're muted, Jeff.
Okay. Oh yes, you've got it here. Okay. Here we go. Whoa! How did that happen?
This is cucumber experiment 2.0, and I'm going to cut it now. This has been growing for 3 months. Ready for our next experiment.
This is a store-bought cucumber though, right? So we're taking it out the packet, ready to test it against the one in the garden. It's an experiment measuring the life force energy of a store-bought organic cucumber versus a homegrown organic cucumber. Yeah,
Not
the
much
rods just
there,
won't settle. It tells you it's got a very small, weak field. Whoa, check that field out. The rods are being pushed back because the field is big. This disc has frequencies embedded that are high frequency, and it boosts your aura. So you can measure it here. If you just watch what's going, look at that field fly back again, just like the cucumber. So we get the store-bought cucumber with the weak field. We place it on just for a few seconds, and that transforms the water inside the cucumber. Check this out. Remember what it's like before? It's massive again. Can you see? Whoa, check that out. If you've got more ideas about how to test this, let us know.
So that actual experiment, when I said it's 2.0, is because that was the experiment that started the whole journey. 5 years ago, when I was kind of experimenting with different things, it's exactly the same. So yeah, we repeated the experiment, filmed it, and I'm just still blown away by how it works. Every time.
I've got another experiment to show if everyone's interested, because we also did a seed germination experiment. And maybe if I just play the video, I'll be better at doing it this time, everybody. So thank you very much for your patience. Here we go.
So it's all about boosting the life force. That's really important to remember.
Wow, check this life force experiment out. We've got fenugreek seeds and 2 containers of water. Both are just distilled water. It's just one jar has a Biofield Defence Shield, which boosts your life force energy. And inside each of the containers, I've put some chlorine-free tissue, and then on the top, I've put the fenugreek seeds. I then put the same amount of water in each of the pairs of dishes. The next day, nothing happened, but day 2, and already we've got germination in the seeds that have been boosted by the life force energy being given by the Biofield Defence Shield. There isn't any germination whatsoever yet in just the distilled water. Day 3, we get 78% and 67% germination with the water charged with a Biofield Defence Shield, and just 11% and 0% on the distilled water only. Wow, what a difference. Wow, and day 3, 89% and 78% germination rate with the water boosted by the Biofield Defence Shield. And only 33% and 11% when it's just distilled water and there isn't a shield boosting the life force energy of that distilled water. After taking the readings, I added Biofield Defence Shield charged water to the distilled only control group. Day 4, 89% and 78% germination rate. You can see they're much bigger, they're well on their way. But also, when you look at day 4, you've got 44% and 44% of the Biofield Defence Shield boosted water. This was the control group. There you go. Stop the screen. So we do experiments like this all the time, and by now, with Kelly's work over the last 5 years, we've measured hundreds and hundreds of people's blood. Because we're mothers, we've got kids, we've got this same problem. They want these earbuds in their head, and they want all the phones, and we can't stop it. And so I was experimenting with for ages how to ground without getting your feet wet. Because we're in England, right?
Yeah.
Kelly showed this solution, and as she showed it, I said, this has to be, because I know Kelly made a few discs maybe a few years ago, but she stopped making them. And I said, this needs to be on every child's phone, because it's so important about what we're showing here and demonstrating. So this is why we created Crystal Water Experience, and we've got the shields to put on the phone, and we've now got what we call quantum water chargers, which you can put in your water, which is another experiment that we're going to demonstrate now. And Kelly, have you got any water there, or do you want me to just quickly? I've got some tap water in front of me. This is the experiment for everybody to do.
Fine. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just talk about this. So I've just got some tap water because I have very good water in my house. And so I had to get this stuff from the tap, which I don't normally do. And if you get your pendulum, you see it's just settling down.
Have you got any water there, Andrena and Jeff?
Yeah, but mine's been through my filter.
That's okay.
It's all right. You check the spin the first time. You can see you have to trust me, guys, and this is why we want you to do the experience yourself, and why we're doing these live Facebook, the Zoom group. It's going anti-clockwise. We know it's got chlorine in and all sorts of things.
Yeah, so mine's going clockwise because mine's been through a proper filter system.
Yours has been through a filter system, and you take source water as well, don't you? Not tap water.
Yeah.
So she's going and going and going.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Right,
okay. So my statement. Hang on. You girls are referring to the northern hemisphere for your pendulum swings, but us in the southern hemisphere, our water goes the other way. So
yes,
how's your experiments gone for the southern hemisphere?
Actually, this is one of the reasons why we're really looking forward to coming on the show, because I think it will go the other way round, but we haven't tested it. So
yeah, be interesting
what way does it go down your tap? Clockwise,
opposite, what you guys do.
Yeah. So it should go the opposite way around.
You know, in the chalice well, that if you go, the little spring in the garden,
the
little wellhead there. If you put two glasses there, you will have a vortex going one way and a vortex going the other. I videoed it ages ago because for people to see that one's going one way and one's going the other. I don't know if you've done that when you've been there.
Yeah. So actually, our bodies have two vortices, one going clockwise, one going anti-clockwise. What we're talking about here, though, is there are many things coming into your biofield spinning the wrong way with toxins and your mobile phone specifically that you have to protect from. We're in a world where, the yin and the yang actually describes that. And that's why it's like it curls around, because it's going one way, clockwise and anti-clockwise, and it should be balanced. But we don't live in a balanced world, most of us, because of the clothes. Like this is polyester. I'm sitting on polyester. So all of these things affect my biofield. So what we're trying to do is rebalance that effects of our environment, which we can't help.
And that's what it's not just the biodefense shields that do this. When you put one of the quantum water stickers on your water, that will also then communicate to the cells and spin the cells and the biofield the correct way. So it's not necessarily just your phone that you need. If you just drink a drop of that water that's had that shield on, and again, it will boost your aura. So there's another amazing discovery and product that we do sell online. But this experiment that we're going to do now, we embed frequency into every single product that we make by hand. I mean, we have to do it. Just takes us hours, doesn't it, Jo?
I bet.
Because it's all done by love, all done by intention, and this is why we sell so many of them, because people feel that coming from us. So we spent hours and hours and hours imprinting our products with these particular frequencies. But I have a frequency here now that comes through me in a way via automatic writing, and it's not anything that I'm channeling outside of myself. I'm channeling the core of who I am and the things that I can bring in. So this is a frequency from nature. There's actually a frequency from a park by me, this beautiful park called Sutton Park, and it's a tree's frequency. So what I'm going to do is to hold the frequency up to the camera. So guys, if you're watching, if you've got a pendulum and a glass of water and you don't have one, just press pause and then go get one, come back. And what we're going to do, I want you to test the water before, like you just did, Andrena and Jo. And then I'm going to hold up the frequency to the camera just for a few seconds. I want you to hold the water up to the screen, then take it away, and then I want you to test it again. Okay? This is quantum physics, guys. All right. So I'm just going to hold this up. I know, sorry, it's on a bit of a piece of paper. We only decided to do this morning. So just holding this up. So hold up your water to the screen.
Do you have to touch the screen?
No, you don't. Just hold it close.
Well, like, do I still hold mine, even though mine's swinging right?
Well, it's
Yeah,
an experiment. It's an experiment, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
We're always learning.
Oh, never stop.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Or you can hold like something, like test anything that's around your desk, even like a pen or something. It doesn't matter. Test that, and then we'll do the same thing again if you don't have the water. So, Jo, if you want to test yours now.
Well, you know what? I can already feel a field from over here. The way that I use the pendulum is like I try and bring it in, and I feel some resistance. And I'll do it a little bit higher. Oh, I can already feel it here.
It's hard to demonstrate on camera, isn't it?
Mm.
There it is. Starting.
So now that's going a clockwise spin now, because that water's grabbed that information.
Oh my
Because
God.
it's such a high vibrational frequency, it will grab the path of less resistance. Basically, it will just grab the nearest, strongest thing.
Every single time I do this, I'm always amazed.
So with that water now, so this is how this, you know, the challenge me to be paying free works on Facebook, same way, but I do a collective frequency for who's there, basically. So with this frequency, you can, with this water, you can use it for pain relief, aches and pains. It's really good for toothache, headaches. And it's an experiment that we're doing actually over the next 12 months. I've been doing it for 6 months already. And the feedback has just been amazing. So one of our aims is to be able to offer this as a service eventually, when we have enough testimonials and stuff, to be able to offer it as a service, so people can kind of subscribe to the service and use it for like pain relief. And we're not saying, you know, don't use for substitute for medical and doctors and all that jazz, but we're just saying you can, you know, you have to get that disclaimer in there, guys.
Yeah.
So, but we're saying that this could, you know, really help aches and pains. Honestly, for toothache, it's 100% success rate. 100%. There's not one person it hasn't worked for. And I've had people in absolute agony. So I was doing this way before I put it out live to people that I didn't know. My friends will text me going, Cal, I've got a really bad headache. Cal, I've got a really bad toothache. Can you do your thing? I'll be like, yeah, send me a picture. And it works every time. They're like, great, sorted, thanks very much. And off they go. So even if people just reduce their pain medication by a few a day, you know, that's massive. So this is another experiment that we're doing together. So Joe being the scientist and me being like the unorthodox scientist.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And I think what's wonderful is it is the magic that is Kelly that creates those frequencies. And this is why you need to watch last week's episode about why Kelly is just so different to everybody else. But also, we're teaching this stuff, and we're creating some courses to help people understand how to bring these frequencies in and to learn how to automatically write. And you can see even on that piece of paper, Kelly's so confident, right? It's like she'll do readings for people one-to-one, and she'll bring down a specific frequency that they will need to help with whatever they've got. And she collects them all in the book, don't you, Kelly? And you've got like hundreds of these now.
Yeah, I've got loads of them for like my experiment book as well, the case study book with people with different ailments, and I've got like found I do a reading after 5 minutes to see how they feel, then I do one after 24 hours just to see the difference in their pain and if it's worked for them. By putting this water in the bath as well is absolutely amazing. So this is the same concept of the quantum water chargers that we sell, same thing. So this is the live demonstration, but then we've embedded the same thing into the quantum water chargers as well that you can buy online if you can't do this.
Yeah, so if you look at what's above my head, you see the quantum water chargers, because we first of all went on a mission. So we did this over the summer, and we were creating this water when we went to these festivals and allowing people to try it, testing their biofields, getting their feedback, etc. But shipping water around the world isn't really good. So we embed them into these stickers because this is what we do at home. So as well as like distilling our water and enhancing it in many ways, I'm always messing around with water. Put in the frequency, we put like a sticker on our jug, on our glass jug, so that our water is always charged. And this is important for the kids, right? Because I make detox capsules, I do all this kind of stuff, but the kids don't do it. But I know even any food that they get will get a spray of water, because I know that water is communicating to every molecule of water in what they're eating and what they're drinking. And they don't know, right? It's just like, it's just plain water. And I give it to my chickens, I give it to my cats. And it's really funny because the chickens have their own water, but I let them out because I'm a soft touch, right? Even though they do ruin the garden. And and I made them a little pot because one of them was egg bound. So I brought her in, and I did some healing on her, and which I thought worked really well. But one of the things I used was the water, and I made her a little pot so she could have it outside. And all the chickens kept coming up to this pot, even though they left theirs, and they'd come all the way to the garden just to drink out of this little container. So the frequencies are definitely the animals can see this on senses better than we can, perhaps.
Absolutely.
So as well as, like, obviously I got mine on my phone and I've got one on my computer because I'm sensitive to all of this stuff. So people can put them on their water jugs. They can put them on whatever they want.
Yeah. Shower heads.
I was going to say that's because that's one thing. You can buy shower heads, can't you, with the beads?
Yeah,
they use something. And I was going to ask you about the shower head. So can you put this on the top of the shower head? Can you?
Yeah, you can put it on top of the shower head. We're testing at the moment to see if you can put it in the bath, because they're very, very sticky. We think that you can actually put it in the inside of the bath and it will always stay there. But I'm just testing one out at the moment to see how long it would actually last. However, you could put it on the outside of the bath, but it would be better on the inside. Anywhere where there's water, you can use it anywhere.
Yeah,
I'll get some more. Got people saying that they're going to put it in their in pipe for the water, so the whole house gets it. I've got one on the. We've got one of the showers that's inbuilt, and it's got like the rainfall one, so it's on the bottom, so it charges the water just for a bit longer rather than just being on the shower head. And I've got one on the insert pipe in the sink as well. So it's just being inventive wherever there's water coming in.
And what I like is your stuff is so affordable compared to all these other fancy gadgets.
Exactly.
That you can. I mean, it's obviously such a range of different shapes, types, and fittings. And I have to say, yours is the most affordable I've come across, effective.
Thank you,
Good.
love.
Thanks for that, Andrena. We want them on every child's phone, and we understand that money is an issue for everybody. You know, so you know we are here to make a difference to people, to bring our knowledge and everything out to everyone, to make it affordable for that reason. You know, we're being hammered left, right, and centre when it comes to finances, aren't we? So we make it as affordable as we possibly can.
And something, you know, talking to you guys in Australia is we're working out a way to try and increase our volumes, and we're going to be doing that with water. So we're going to be charging water up with monatomic gold of the frequency that we put in the phone, and so that therefore it's not just me and Kelly doing it, because we're restricted at the moment with you know, the volume that we can produce. So we are working on scaling that up. And the other thing, just to tell people, is in the next few days, hopefully, we'll be able to start shipping out to Australia. Because at the moment we haven't got that shipping set up, because there's loads of rules and regulations, as everyone knows about shipping things. But we are looking at, but ideally, if we had a distributor in...
Hello, you've got Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey. Yeah.
You best have a word with Jeffrey after.
Yeah, because then you ship things in one go, and then it's a lot more, you know, cheaper to send it out, because, you know, if we do this by FedEx and things like this, you know, it's going to be expensive per person, isn't it? So we are working on that, and Jeffrey would love to have a conversation with you about this.
Are you going to tell him what I do?
He's got a shipping business, Australia Trading Shipping.
You kidding?
Oh.
And New Zealand shipping.
And New Zealand as well.
No way. We've had emails from Australia and New Zealand actually in the last few days saying, I'd really like to buy somewhere in New Zealand, Australia. I was like, we can't ship there yet, but I'm going to let you know when we do. That's amazing. That was literally an email I sent last night.
I also have Australia Customs too. Australia Customs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how the universe works?
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
Isn't it just?
We'll have a conversation when we go off here.
Yeah.
Now, there's this... Oh, come on.
I was going to say, so there's more things to come as well. I mean, we're putting in the frequencies of nature for comfort, and, you know, comfort and ease is what we call it, because we can't put pain on the sticker, because that will be counterproductive. So... And then we've got naturally high vibrations, which just a general one. But there's lots of other things that we're going to be developing. And one of the and by putting different frequencies in, one experiment we're going to start in January is one that I've been using my own mind for, which is build muscle, burn fat, build muscle, because these are all programs. And if you know what the frequencies are, you should be able to program your water to reduce cravings and to do these things. And so this is all this kind of work that we're going to be bringing forward. And obviously with the seed germination experiment, there's so much scope for that I'm working with a biodynamic organic farm, and obviously they've got brilliant methods there already, but seeing how our shields will help the growth of their plants, which they grow on the farm. So we've got so many things that we can apply this to, because Kelly has just done, Kelly is amazing, and I'm just really grateful for having met
so are you, Joey.
You compliment each other, girls.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
absolutely. We really do. It's a joy to work with her, honestly.
So sorry, Jeff.
There's a lady we've had on the radio, on the show.
Bronwyn.
Bronwyn. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was thinking you need to connect Bronwyn as well with these ladies.
Because her grandfather came up with microbes. So if you watch the show, it's Bronwyn Holm on Earth Foods. And so
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, you do that. And then it gets into the earth and the soils and starts replenishing the soils with the microbes. You can also spray it on the leaf of the plant, and it'll actually enhance it as well. But the benefit is it can be laid dormant as a 1 liter container for 10 years or more.
Wow.
But the moment you open it, then you've got a life expectancy taking place. And the other absolute amazing thing is that it has a ratio of 60 litres of water to 1 litre of earth foods.
Oh, I watched this video of you guys doing this. I remember this.
Wow.
So there's a property up north of Brisbane here called Gympie, and the guy there had a 5-acre allotment, and he was growing pumpkins, and he was taking them down to the Yamundi markets, and he was only getting a wheelbarrow load out of it. So he took it on board, and so he actually started tilling the soil and then putting straw down, and then he put in the micro irrigation things, and then he started using the earth food. So it took about 9 months over a period of time of putting that earth foods back into the system.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2.5 tons of pumpkins later.
Gosh. Wow.
Pumpkin this and pumpkin that.
Because this fits in very nicely with our experiments, because what we've figured out is that when water communicates with water, which we know, and we did this experiment live on stage where we will transform the bioforce energy of somebody. So we'll measure everybody's fields. So let's say there's a line of 5 or 6 people before, and they've got like normal fields. And then we charge up the water for one person. They just have to actually have a drop. They don't even have to drink it. But let's say that they do drink it. We then measure their field, and the field becomes massive. But then if they take a strand of hair, and place it on the person next to it, it transforms their bioenergy. And it goes all the way along the line. And this is why we're saying the fact that we're all being disconnected, we can reconnect ourselves up if you just understand quantum physics and actually how easy it is to do, because you will be affecting everybody around you. So once you have this, so I'm sitting here drinking their wonderful water. I'm not just here by myself. I'm affecting my whole neighbours all the way around me. So what I think and my positivity, because I'm always a positive person, is affecting everybody around me. And I would love for more people to understand how important their field is, and then the mindset that they have and how they program their field, because they're affecting everybody around them. For the good, you don't have to sit and have a conversation with somebody. You're literally, you become magnetic. You know, when somebody walks into a room and they've got a magnetic personality, it's because they've got a big auric field. And they're putting positive information, and people are picking up on it.
Amazing. You need some more clones.
Yeah. Well, we're confident about the methodology for upscaling. It's just that at the moment there are only 2 of us, so it's going to take time to do this. We know we're going to get there, just slowly but surely. And we want to focus on developing the new products once we've got the processes in stage, worked out. The other thing I should just say, if you just looked at this, the stickers above me, the other thing that we've done different this time with both stickers is we've taken a picture of the water with the frequencies in, and we've embedded the picture as well as the frequency in the quantum water charges and in the Biofield Defence Shields. And they are even more powerful, aren't they, Cal?
Yeah, they are. The little grey circle you can see on the right-hand side is actually a picture of the frequency of one of the shields, isn't it? And we put it in the picture to be able for it to also then enhance it like double time. So so they are super powerful, and our new shields now that we've just developed are like the 2.0, I guess. They are even more powerful than the ones before. So
is this like, have you got them as a pendant shield for people to wear?
So we haven't got those yet. However, we are I'm making some bracelets and embedding the frequency into the bracelets for now, for people, because the pendants are just a bit more complicated to be able to make and source and all the rest of it. You're gonna have to have like special laser cutter design, whatever. So with the bracelets, they are the crystal beads, and they have like 925 silver in them, so the frequency holds in them, and they're crystal, so the frequency will hold into them. I've been making them again for a while, and a few people have had them, especially people that do energy work. There's a big story behind that, but their life force energy isn't draining when they're doing their energy work now.
And that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because it's replenishing their life force energy all the time and spinning the correct way. So that's really important. So we do want to do pendants. Definitely, I've had a lot of people ask that. But for now, for the next kind of few months until we get it sorted, we are going to have the bracelets as well to buy online. But there will just be as you see them on the website, you know, so can't make too many. So it's kind of grab them when you can.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
I think it's really interesting what you were telling me, Kelly, about your experiments about why you need the 925 silver and how they work with the crystals and the fact that it holds the frequency. And
yeah, so I've made pendants for a long time, actually, like for 5 years, and found when they have particular metals in them, I made them by hand, and it was so intricate, the work, they took me hours. So when I found that they had a collection of metals in them, they held the frequency. And I worked with acrylic mainly, and I had like a little crystal in the middle. But when I didn't use the silver or the copper, the frequency didn't hold as much, because we were using like a non-organic material, i.e. the acrylic. So when I put the silver in, it would hold. So when I make the bracelets now, because we know that quartz crystal and all different crystals can attract different energies, with the 925 silver, they hold that frequency, so they bounce around the frequency to the bracelet, so it doesn't need cleansing as much as a normal bracelet would do. And even with the cleansing process, we just say either spray some water on it that you've had our shield on there, or just put it in the earth. Don't put it in the moon or anything like that, just bury it, and then just for a few hours, and then it'll be cleansed. However, if you don't want to do that, just spray a bit of water and it's done, because it's just been sprayed with the frequencies that it had on it already by using the quantum water charger.
Because I know I mentioned earlier, I was saying before the show about, you know, people sit in the bath water, which is full of nasty chemicals, you know, and you can put in a bath bomb, or I mean, obviously I put Himalayan, Celtic salts and different things like that, but you're still sitting in that water. So so with your shields, you think obviously you're playing with it, but if we were to it's just because obviously if you put it in the water, like you say, the sticky might come off.
It's very the stickers are very high quality, and it's stuck with a very high quality glue. So I don't actually think it will come off. So I've given one to my dad. My dad loves a bath, so he's putting one on the inside of the bath. But and the reason why I say the bath is because when we've been doing the experiments with the challenge me to be paying free, and by the way, that is a free service, by the way, you don't have to pay for this.
That's on Facebook.
Free every other week. People have been putting the water in their bath, and it's been taking all the aches and pains away. So even if you don't want to put it in the actual bath, you can just put it on your water jug. Just add a little bit of water to your bath, and it will change the frequency of it. You just need a little drop. But for people that forget to do that, and you're like sitting in the bath and you're like, oh, I forgot my water, I don't want to get out. So you'll be like, oh, don't need to because my sticker's on the bath. Do you know what I mean? It's just ease, but you don't need it in the bath. You can just drop a bit of water in there.
Yeah. Well, I haven't got a bath here at the minute, so I won't worry about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the chic trough anyway.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Hey, while you were talking there, what I was getting the concept that was coming through was if you got yourself a 3D printer, you know that the basic bathtub uses a certain plug. You could actually 3D print plugs with the.
That's actually a really good idea. Joe's a 3D printing expert, actually.
So you wouldn't have to get the sticker; you just sell the plug. So depends. Boom, boom.
Nice. Good idea.
That's actually a really good idea. Well done, Jeff. That's a really good idea.
So once you realise that you can embed frequencies in matter, and this is where you're thinking about the pyramids and these megalithic sites, because although that they're inorganic material, actually the printed sticker contains, the printed part contains carbon black, and it's a carbon molecule. And it's the carbon that evenly distributes the frequency within a geometry, and that's why we chose the toroidal field, because it's an ever expanded geometry. And that's a really important point as well, guys. So it's the frequency within a geometry. And this is where you see in many megalithic sites, you've got the granite, which contains quartz, but it's the granite itself that is the carbon structure. And then you've got the water underneath. And it's this magical combination of the things all together. So we're taking our leaf from the land and the technology that we've seen before, and we're modernizing it. Because at the moment, humanity needs as much help as possible, because we're being from all different angles. And the solution is really simple, but it's taken a long time to get to this point. And it actually...
You've got there. That's the main thing. So congratulations. Woo-hoo.
Well, we think about this and say, we've done this hard work, but it's actually Kelly who had to literally die to get this information.
Yeah.
So this is so
thank you, Kelly.
It's very hard work.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. Take him on for the team.
Yeah, died trying, didn't you?
Yeah. So definitely listen to Kelly's story on last week's show. Amazing story. And obviously this has led to where you are now here today on the show sharing, eh?
That's it. It's amazing, isn't it? We were talking about that the other day, weren't we, Jo? Like what you have to go through in life to get to this point in time, right here, right now. It's actually really
when
amazing.
you look back,
you
can see some of it, not all of it. Some of you think, well, did I really have to go through that? But anyway,
it's
all
now.
part of the journey.
Right. Exactly, it's all part of the journey.
Right, and at the very beginning of the show, we had this lady, Sally Francis.
I'm in agony at the moment. Oh.
So
are you still online, Sally?
I don't know, but anyway, so she put a few things in. I haven't put them up until now, so anyway, the reason I didn't put them up is that you were starting to answer some of those questions anyway. So particularly with the mobile phone, and then we had the little video clip, showing the field there. So condensing what she's been putting forward, you've actually more or less ticked all the boxes to cover all that, wouldn't you?
It's well worth giving a try from what we brought today. And we just as we were waiting to come on the show, we had a call from a lady. I mean, where we can, me and Kelly are like really busy people, but where we can, we give our time as much as we can to other people. So this is all this sort of giving and helping and supporting people who wanted to try alternative ways has helped them, but it's also helped us learn a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can't change the blueprint of your soul and what's meant to be and all that kind of stuff, but we're also delivering new information and creating these new things that's certainly going to help people, and we've seen it firsthand. So we're really grateful to have been able to help people, and in the same case we've got the knowledge back. So I would say it's water. And it's something that you can work with. We're not asking you to take any kind of experimental, poisonous kind of drug or anything. And it will help you, definitely.
Yeah, just going back to Sally's comment, if she can rewind, back in the day, rewind the video. If she can go back on the video, showing our age now, then with the frequency that I held up, do that, Sally, and then it might help with your pain. Or if you can't do that, join the online group that we've got on Facebook, Challenge Me to be Pain Free, Aqua Frequency Healing it's called, and join one of those, but rewind the video and you'll be able to do the same thing.
So, and then when we can ship, I don't know where this lady's from, but when we can ship
England.
to Australia, one of the constant water charges is the natural comfort and ease with that, with the frequency and
pain relief.
Yeah, she's from the UK. Hey, this is right out of left field, right? This lady had put up about awesome idea, right? I happen to know this woman. She's from the Gold Coast. She runs a dating agency, T's company. So when you're talking about taking a hair of someone and you pass it along and it goes all the way down the line and everybody then gets adjusted to the actual energy field, could she possibly do that when she's partnering up with people who are doing speed dating, or she's putting them together and she gets the first person to get them all in alignment and then plucks the hair and then passes it over to the potential incumbent? Is that the way? I don't know. Is there something that
We're
we could
always
do?
open to experiments, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If
attention jumps from one person to the next instantaneously, then it would possibly work.
Yeah, because quite often you see how people have been together for a while, that they start to morph, they start to shapeshift into the other form of their partner, and have you seen that take place?
Well, I hope I don't, because my partner's a 6'2" black man, so I'm hoping that isn't the case.
You might become, you might go ivory, have a permanent suntan.
That is true. When people start to look like each other, and that I remember watching something about that one at some point, and people do start to change. It's like when people look like their dog. You get that too. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
They're changing all the time. But yeah, probably Joe can explain that better than I can, to be honest. I have seen something like that before.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, it's really interesting if you're on a date, or if you want to. So, how to start this question? So
yeah, careful now.
You have to have permission to enter someone's biofield. So if you're sitting next to somebody on the bus, what people tend to do is close themselves off and don't allow the information in from the person next to them. This is where consent comes in. You have to consent for it to come into your field, otherwise you can energetically block somebody. But if you agree to have a hair put on you, or you agree to have the water, or you ingest it, then you are basically consenting and you're allowing that into your field. If a guy wants to break down that kind of separation from them, this is where you've seen this in psychology, where they touch them and they touch their hand and things like this. This is basically allowing those biofields to intermingle and breaks down that kind of, you don't want to be in a situation, let's say that you're, on a date, and maybe we're on date 4 or 5 now. I don't know how this works these days. Right? You don't want to never touched anybody and then they go and kiss you. That's just really weird, isn't it? You've got to have some kind of, you've got to have some kind of the lips can't be the first thing, right? And I think it's, as you were saying, Jeff, this you're exchanging information in the biofield, you're working out how compatible you are and breaking down those barriers.
So when we have all these gyms and everybody goes and does a gym workout and all that stuff, and so people there handling all the same equipment, they're all passing on their scale of their skin or their DNA that's been impregnated, and somebody else picks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you can do, but this is where protection is really important. Because if you go out there just willy-nilly, because we can prove that this is going to happen, and just leave yourself completely open to whatever frequencies are out there, this is why people are picking up all sorts. And they don't like social situations because they keep picking it up. But you have control about what enters your field. You have to be conscious of it, and you have to make a choice.
And Carol just put something up where instances where long-term couples donate a kidney, for example, even though they have no DNA in common.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's absolutely right.
Fascinating. Right. I got
that's a great message. Nature has the answer when you realise you are part of nature.
Exactly it.
Yeah. And like Kelly would have explained last week, she doesn't dabble with guides or spirits or anything like that. Everything is from the organic earth matrix grid. Everything is from nature.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right.
I think it's very important for people to start to really discern with the whole channeling and guides and angels and things like that, and actually do a deep dive in actually where that energy is coming from. Is it coming from a place of you're feeling it, or is it coming from a place of that's what spiritual people do, and I've been told this, and then it becomes part of you, you put it in your fields, then you think it's part of you. I think it's time for people to really kind of wake up to actually see that we don't need anything. Everything, we are the thing, we are source. We don't need a connection to anything else, because we've just led to believe that we aren't powerful, but we really are. And that's
We are our own guru, eh?
Yeah, that's it. And we are the only thing we ever need. So that's what I teach in the courses. So myself and Jo do a course where we teach people like water, etc. And then I also teach a course online that teaches people to do basically what I do. It's not just a thing that's limited to me. I've been given this information and this gift to be able to help unlock it with everybody else. So that's what I teach people as well.
Wonderful.
That we are the power.
We're coming up to the hour, which is not a problem. So is there anything else you want to share or do, or anything before we
are
go
doing a lot of we are going to be booking a lot of places to do these live events. We've got lots of emails to say if we're coming around by them. We are going to be doing another one in Buxton at the end of January. We just haven't secured the date yet, but there will be lots more. So just keep your eyes on our website and social media, etc. We'll get a newsletter out to everybody to actually say when our courses are going to be more regular, because that's what we planned on doing. That's what we always wanted to do, wasn't it, Jo? To go up and down the country, around the world, doing these courses and sharing our knowledge and getting it out there. We would love to be able to go to schools and things like that eventually, because kids need to know this also. So it's all in the big grand plan.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody for listening. And if you want to get pendulum out and try what you've been told today, that would be great.
And I highly recommend that everybody gets one of these little discs to go on their phone and on their computer. I mean, because what are they? £29, £30? I can't remember.
Yeah,
£29.
I mean, to protect your children, on their phones, or I know my grandkids are all on this stuff, and I'm going to put it forward to them that they get one. But
yeah.
But yeah,
we'll talk to you
brilliant.
about that, Andrea.
Yeah.
So thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for having us on again, Jeff and Andrea.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate
it. It's been our pleasure.
Guys.
So thank you for your sharing, and we look forward to talking to you another time.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you,
everyone,
for tuning in
listening.
this week. And all the links are in the previous flyer. So if anybody wants any more of the links, they're all there. We can put them up again for you. So same time, same place next week.
Thank you.
Very good, girls.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.